At any point, would you have accepted that the blast of the red Goliath creepy crawly juice was up and coming? New close-up pictures show that something peculiar is occurring on Betelgeuse. Since 2019, the old star has been giving indications that emotional changes are occurring inside it. Later, an event that became known as the extraordinary dimming of Betelgeuse again showed anomalies in 2023 that could not at first be explained by the usual processes on the star. Does this currently mean that insect juice will soon detonate, and we on Earth will witness a brilliant supernova? It's incredibly exciting what is currently happening on Betelgeuse. In 2023, the red supergiant star once again showed a wonderful variance in brightness. This time, the brightness did not decline but increased almost from day to day. The star sparkled around 50% more brightly, which is truly phenomenal. Betelgeuse is currently 1,000 times wider than our Sun and has around 100,000 times the luminosity. The surprising increase in brightness has stimulated the interest of the global cosmic community, as such a tremendous change in brightness might be the long-awaited indication of the approaching supernova. When bug juice detonates, we on Earth will witness this very interesting scene. The star, which is likely only 10 million years old, will die as a powerful supernova. Blasts of this kind are very radiant and energetic. For a few moments, insect juice will shine more brightly than the entire galaxy for the last time, and then it will vanish forever. Creepy crawly juice was already a very large star before it expanded into a red supergiant. These sorts of stars generally have much shorter lifespans than our Sun, for example, which has already been around for 4.5 billion years and is expected to continue shining happily for another 4.5 billion years. Since we discovered that Betelgeuse is a red supergiant star at the end of its life, stargazers and space fans all around the world have been waiting for this once-in-a-century event. Seeing a supernova live is a once-in-a-lifetime event, and it is unlikely that we will see it again. There are different opinions about when Betelgeuse will detonate. The excitement was already great in 2019 when the red giant star showed a noticeable decrease in its brightness. Not only were global experts and star specialists worked up, but the press was also full of reports. Some papers reported signs of the approaching supernova, and suddenly everyone's eyes turned towards the constellation of Orion. Then came the official statements from the leading Betelgeuse experts, who were of the opinion that Betelgeuse would become brighter rather than dimmer before the final end. The researchers were proven right. The anomalies in Betelgeuse's dimness continued into 2020 and then went down in the history of astronomy as the Great Dimming. In February 2020, creepy crawly juice's brightness reached an all-time low. After serious investigations, it was determined that the dimming was caused by a massive ejection of hot gas from the surface of Betelgeuse. The gas cooled, forming a thick layer of dust particles that blocked the star's light for a while, causing the observed decline in brightness. In 2023, astronomers suddenly recorded an increase in brightness, and again the question arose whether this surprising change could be a sign that we would soon see the supernova. Again, the astronomers dismissed it. Most experts agree that the sudden 50% increase in brightness does not indicate an imminent explosion but is a kind of aftereffect of the Great Dimming from 2019 to 2020. The huge amount of dust and gas ejected during the dimming had disrupted the normal brightness patterns of Betelgeuse. Detailed studies have shown that the anomaly occurred within a long-known multi-day cycle during which bug juice brightens dramatically without being associated with an imminent explosion. The 2020 event shortened the usual multi-day cycle to around 200 days. This shortening meant that creepy crawly juice's increase in brightness happened earlier and was also more extreme than expected. Dying stars are a spectacular show or karma. I bet you didn't realize that our bodies and our Earth are made from the elements of dying stars. In addition to the history of our universe, scientists have also recreated the ways in which matter and elements were formed. This reveals that the first stars and their explosions played a significant role in the formation of matter. Initially, the universe was rich in light elements. The first stars were therefore also very light supergiants with very short lifespans. Within this short span of existence, the giant stars converted hydrogen into helium through nuclear fusion, producing enormous amounts of energy, which made the stars shine. Eventually, when the supply of hydrogen ran out, they fused helium into heavier elements such as carbon and oxygen. These processes eventually led to massive supernova explosions that scattered the heavy elements into space, contributing to the formation of new generations of stars. As these events continued, new generations of stars, planets, and finally us with our bodies were formed. The oxygen on our planet, the water, and the rich soil on which we live were formed from these processes. To this day, enormous stars distribute their elements throughout the galaxy and the entire universe at the end of their lives. When creepy crawly juice detonates, thousands of tons of material, dust, and gases will be blown through the galaxy. New stars and planets will then form from these elements in other places. So when creepy crawly juice begins its final journey, it will not completely disappear. Large parts of its mass will be recycled. Where bug juice once stood, a neutron star or a black hole will remain after its end. Despite these legacies, insect juice will no longer be visible to us. Almost everyone interested in astronomy or space knows the star as an important part of the constellation Orion, the mythical hunter and warrior with its distinctive sword. It is one of the best-known constellations in the night sky. Creepy crawly juice in Orion's shoulder has been a guiding star and the center of legends and myths for millennia. When it is gone, an era will vanish with it, and the constellation of Orion will never again be the same. Only those who are odd or believe in the old legends think that this will have any social effect on our planet. Even after the supernova blast of bug juice, our globe will probably continue to turn as usual. For our science, the ongoing dramatic changes on the surface of insect juice and the important insights that follow are genuinely amazing. Seeing the final stages of the life of a massive star like Betelgeuse is a unique opportunity. In recent years, advanced technologies have allowed scientists to observe some supernovae in distant galaxies. But here, in our own Milky Way, just 650 light-years from us, this event is of much greater interest to science. So, Betelgeuse's fate is a show and a stroke of luck at the same time. We will see it with the naked eye. One thing is already certain. Betelgeuse's dramatic finale will be visible to the naked eye from Earth. This offers a great opportunity to experience the powerful explosion up close. The blast can't be too far away because Betelgeuse has already spent its hydrogen supply. When the hydrogen in its core ran out, the star began to fuse helium into heavier elements, such as carbon and oxygen. These fusion processes produced enormous amounts of energy thousands of years ago, which kept the star stable and caused it to glow. Over time, the fusion processes became increasingly inefficient. In the end, layers of different elements formed in bug juice. Helium fused in the center to form carbon and oxygen, while hydrogen was still fusing in the outer layers. The fusion of heavier elements gradually produced less and less energy, and the core will eventually collapse. The final collapse of Betelgeuse's core is caused by the gravitational force, which compresses the matter in the core to such a degree that the electrons are driven into the atomic nuclei. This will lead to a sudden increase in pressure and temperature, causing the core to be destroyed in a massive explosion, which we then see as a supernova. During the explosion, vast amounts of energy are released, driving the outer layers of the star into space at incredible speeds. These layers contain a large number of heavy elements that were created by the fusion processes inside the star. These elements are scattered into space and contribute to the formation of new stars and planets. When bug juice goes supernova, the event will shine so brightly that we will be able to see it with the naked eye. For a few seconds, it will be like a brilliant flash. Then the remnants of the explosion will continue to shine so brightly for months that insect juice will become one of the brightest objects in the night sky. The supernova will likely shine as brightly as the full moon for weeks. Now you're probably wondering when this will happen. Well, the final explosion should be observable by a sudden increase in brightness within a few days. Betelgeuse will increase in brightness and then detonate. So, if you regularly look towards Orion and a star shines brightly there, it could soon be time. Scientists say that the finale could come tomorrow or maybe not for another 100,000 years. The first supernova observed on Earth, Kepler's supernova, was a dramatic event. Supernovae are rare events, and scientists have only recently become aware of this phenomenon in our own galaxy. It's estimated that a star explodes every 50 years, but we do not see many supernovae. The last supernova visible and recorded from Earth was supernova 1987A in the Large Magellanic Cloud, a small neighboring galaxy of the Milky Way. This supernova was discovered on February 24, 1987, and